1 out of 5 stars. She said they couldn't drive 1.5 hours to rescue duck. She told me to find the owner online. My job to find owner. No access, etc. Just got back and found this duck. She told me it was my job to find owner. Leaving property Tom. I don't know what to take from any of this. 1 out of 5 stars. Parked in blank parking building and the car got towed and damaged during towing. The line on floor looks no different than others. Guess what? On top of the wall there is a no parking sign. Why this parking place is not marked with cross lines in red color? Dude, you didn't see the red box and the words no parking above it? You parked right in front of it and you didn't see that. That's a skill issue, dude. That is on you. Wow, 5 out of 5 stars. This is probably a very positive review. Let's take a look here. I love never going into this store. I boycott every Spencer's. Oh, I've been in one before and I hate their vibe. Probably 20 to 50% of the things they sell, most of the music they play, their target demographic, etc. Not for me. I stay out of this store at all times. I consider each Spencer's as an abomination of today's current society. I never once went into this particular Spencer's. I don't shop here, and I don't think anyone should. I am passionately close-minded on the topic and won't listen to any persuasions against my current outlook. That's just how all politics are. Thank you for taking the time to share your perspective, even though you have not visited this particular location. We understand that our brand and product offerings at Spencer's are not for everyone, and we respect your decision to boycott our stores and stay out of them. We aim to be a fun, irreverent, and sometimes provocative place to shop, but we recognize that our vibe, merchandise, and target demographic do not align with your personal preferences or outlook. We appreciate your honesty regarding your stance on the matter. It's like, yeah, thanks for the 5 stars, I guess, even though you've never been here and are boycotting us? Okay. 1 out of 5 stars. Wanted a place to park for free. Don't do it here. Sign says they will tow unattended vehicles. So you rated the place low on a review because they wouldn't let you park for free. Okay. 1 out of 5 stars. Look at the little guy. Refused entry with a service animal. Against the law. Asked what the service animal was for, which they aren't supposed to do. Keep breaking the law while everyone else has to follow them. I will be reporting this to the state. Plot twist, it was actually the dog who made the post. 1 out of 5 stars. My ex used this firm against me. The judge reprimanded Mr. Blank 7 times in a row for asking questions the judge told him was not allowed. It got to the point where the judge had to raise his voice on the 7th time and scolded him. If it happens again, he's throwing his case out. The whole time in court, he would slouch and sit all back, relaxed, completely unprofessional and disrespectful to the judge and everyone involved. Highly unprofessional firm. And a response from the owner, I definitely earned this 1-star review, wink. I'm sure Mr. Blank hated to see me 3 times in trial, which resulted in my client, his ex, receiving nearly a 3-fold increase in court-ordered child support and greater protections for the child from Mr. Blank's bad behavior. I don't know what Mr. Blank is talking about regarding the 7 reprimands in a row and then a scolding. That didn't happen. What did happen, though, is I gave my client outstanding representation that she gave me a 5-star Google review for. All snarkiness aside, I hold no personal ill will towards Mr. Blank, and I hope he and his child enjoy improved relations in the future. 1 out of 5 stars. Very rude hostess who did not want to seat me and my partner at a bigger table. The restaurant had many bigger tables open, and there were 2 people sitting at a bigger table. However, she proceeded to tell me it was only my small table available or the bar. I asked, but I see 2 people sitting at the larger table, and she continued to tell me only the bar and small table were available. Very unpleasant experience and unnecessary unprofessionalism. Dude, is it really that big of a deal? Like, is a normal table for 2 people not enough for you? Like what? 1 out of 5 stars. Me and my sister just walked out a few minutes and tried to play Singo Bingo? They refused us service, and the woman was extremely rude and had a massive attitude and made us wait for an answer for a few minutes. She thought you could just attend their Singo Bingo like other places and not be forced into buying foods or a beverage. She She said this is a restaurant and in order to play you must eat or buy a drink. We both walked out, very disappointed and confused. I guess they don't care about their patrons, and it should be stated on Facebook and social media and signs stating not you must purchase food or beverage to attend their Singo Bingo event. Very disappointing. Quite unprofessional staff. I'm sure there were notices and information like that everywhere. You probably just didn't see it. 1 out of 5 stars. Called in to take an appointment for a hot tub session for my wife, who is 38 weeks pregnant. We couldn't make the drive from blank to blank and called in to cancel on the day of the appointment and still got charged $80 on my card. Will steal your money. Be very careful. Don't give them the credit card on the phone. 3 out of 5 stars. Oodles of cats running around. A good sightseeing stop for rescue cats and a good mission for the island. 3 stars just based strictly on the fact that I don't like cats that much and it's a little disorganized, e.g. it's just getting a bag of cat food and then feeding cats. Not much educational piece or any guided tours on the mission statement, etc. So you don't like cats that much, but you went to a cat sanctuary? Okay, that makes sense. 1 out of 5 stars. I did not have a good experience or a good outcome as a client of blank. Initially, I wasn't planning to leave a review, but the incessant calls and texts asking for feedback have prompted me to share this much. Take from it what you will. And a response from the owner, this is a first for us. We've never had anyone leave a negative review for asking for a review after an excellent result. This is blank. She was caught on camera stealing from the BB Walmart and possessing an instrument of crime. We achieved an excellent result by getting the instrument of crime charge dismissed and keeping her out of jail on the theft charge despite being caught red-handed and being in front of the hardest judge in Arkansas. Moreover, blank lived out of state and we saved her from having to come back to Arkansas multiple times. After every case where we get an excellent result, we ask for a review. Blank never responded to us. She just posted this negative review. While she might not be, we are proud of the results we achieved for her. Insane. Absolutely insane. They kept you out of jail and you just, you got so annoyed. They just asked for a review and they kept you out of jail. I better treat them like ass and be a dick about it. 1 out of 5 stars. Tried to book an appointment and they wanted a $50 deposit for what I have to wait almost 2 months to even get into the door. Also, ain't this supposed to be low income, so why ask for a deposit? Hi, Isaiah. We're sorry to hear that our deposit policy caused you an inconvenience. Unfortunately, no-shows for appointments have been a recurring issue, which is why we had to implement this policy. Spray and Save's mission is to provide low-cost services, and in order to do so, we need to ensure a minimum number of appointments are completed each day. This allows us to pay our staff and keep the clinic running efficiently. When people don't show up, it affects our ability to maintain affordable pricing and impacts clients who have been waiting for months for an appointment. We understand your frustration and appreciate your understanding of why this policy is in place. 2 out of 5 stars. So I thought the girl at the front desk was cute. Gave her my number with a note saying, call me. Next thing I know, her manager is giving me a ration of shit calling what I did fraternization? That's fine. She is married. That was all that woman had to say. I hope you're reading this. Last I checked, I live in America. If you're gonna get butthurt every time someone tries to flatter you or give you a compliment, get the fudge out. No, I will not stay here again. Unless I get a freaking apology. No reason at all to make it out like I did anything wrong. I'll be waiting. Dude, you offered your number to a married woman who's just working. Like, Jesus Christ, they're just trying to work. They are not interested in you. You're such a baby, dude. 1 out of 5 stars. They called me yesterday and tried to have me reschedule for an earlier appointment, but I couldn't make it. The woman on the phone tried to say she wasn't sure if the doctor would still do the appointment. I explained the original appointment was really the only time I could make it. She changed her tone and went, oh no, okay, he'll be there. That sketched me out from the beginning and made me feel like the doctor didn't want to be there at my appointment time. Then comes the appointment. I get horribly lost. It's really easy to do this at Memorial Hospital, and I called the office 3 times and no answer. They finally call me and the woman is unhelpful and honestly kind of mean to me over the phone. Their website offers 0 guidance on how to find the office too. Absolutely nothing. Unsure why they weren't answering my calls because as soon as I walked into the office, there were 4 women at the desk doing nothing but staring at me like I was some sort of insane person. It made me feel horrible. I had to get something from my car and by the time I get back, they tell me the doctor left. which I can understand, but they should have called me so I didn't bother the trek all the way back. The entire thing was just bad vibes. I'd never go here again. A response from the owner: Michelle, I am sorry about your bad experience, but we were happy to see you at your appointment time. You presented to the front desk and stated you forgot your wallet and had to go back to your car after another 30 minutes, then could not find your way back to the office despite my actual office staff going out to the parking lot to find you. Would be happy to reschedule and offer you our Botox discount day price anytime. I am sorry for your experience. For the boys, 1 out of 5 stars. Hello there, chaps. You've made my 6-year-old son cry. Wanna know why? He's patiently waited for this game to come out only to find out he has to wait 8 hours after it's installed. What do you want him to do? Take the fucking day of school to play Mario Kart? Not happening. Nah, mate, not in a hell's chance. Whoever reads this, I hope you're happy with yourself. He's sat next to me in tears, asking why it ain't working. I need answer and I need them right now. 1 out of 5 stars. I have never been more proud of a 1-star Google review than this one. Mr. Blank is the father of Blank, the multi-time drunk driver that hit and killed my personal assistant Blank on 4/27/21. I appeared at his parole hearing on June 11th, 2025 to the chagrin of both Blank son and Blank father, at which time the TDOC denied Mr. Blank's bid for parole. I make no apologies for representing my friend, colleague, and victim Blank in this matter, and given the opportunity to redo it, I would not only do it, but I would exercise every ounce of my legal skill and ability to ensure that this legally convicted drunk driving felon stay behind bars. Life is all about choices, and Blank made the decision to drive heavily impaired for the umpteenth time, resulting in the loss of life of my friend. If this garners a bad review from his father, then so be it, but Mr. Blank, you have the ability to see, hear, and communicate with your son. I and Blank's beloved family, on the other hand, are not afforded the privilege because your son took a life without concern, and he now must pay the price that ought be due man. Hashtag play to win. I can understand you're angry, but a Google review is not the place to spill all this personal information. 1 out of 5 stars. Extremely disappointing experience. I host community music events called Snap or Go Home that bring together people of all backgrounds. Black, Spanish, white, everyone. We were holding our event nearby, being peaceful, respectful, and minding our own business. For no reason, this restaurant started targeting us and even called the police with false accusations, claiming my supporters were doing things they absolutely were not. It was clear we were being profiled simply because our crowd was made up of people of color. There was no reason for this treatment, especially when everyone in our group was respectful and calm. This kind of behavior is unacceptable, and it says a lot about how the business chooses to treat others. Response from the owner: We didn't call the police for no reason, as you state. We called the police because someone from your party urinated on the side of our building, which multiple people witnessed. If this is what you call respectful, as you state you were being, then we must have had different understandings of the word. 1 out of 5 stars. Ran out of a promo on the first day. Staff was rude about explaining why they only received 50 in a town with a population of nearly 28,000 people. I suspect the staff or management is scalping. Okay, why would they make 28,000 of any product for one store? I don't know what this is for, what the promo is, if it's Pokemon or something. I have no idea. 1 out of 5 stars. Rob cannot be trusted. Overcharges admitted only working on the case for 2 to 4 hours, says his charge is $250 an hour, but will not return my calls for a refund of part of the $5,000 he was given up front. Absolutely nothing done, better off with a public defender. Said drug court or suspended sentence would be possible, but lied my friend got 15 years. Does nothing for you when judge and PA are retaliating against you and are very racist. Others with same charges, who are white, gets probation. Slap in the face obvious. I totally disagree with your comments. Obviously you are not my client, but your friend, my client, was looking at 44 years in prison for bringing amphetamine into the courthouse. If it was not for me, your friend would have more than likely gotten the max of 44 years. With the public defender, he would have had to try the case before a jury. The state was wanting to try it, but with my negotiation skills, I was able to work out a plea of 15 years, which your friend voluntarily and under oath accepted. Please remember that your friend had been previously convicted of at least 2 serious felonies. I did charge your friend a fee of $5,000 and I concluded his case. Therefore, he is not entitled to any refund. Dude, yeah, 15 years over 44? Yeah, That's not bad. 1 out of 5 stars. My family was so excited to go on our snorkeling adventure with Sea Maui. Prior to booking the trip, I spent 20 minutes on the phone with them, ensuring they would be able to accommodate my daughter, who has mobility issues and walks with forearm crutches. I was assured they were absolutely able to accommodate. Our family was at the check-in location at 7:30 a.m. for our 8 o'clock tour. When checking in, I was told the manager wanted to speak with me. When she appeared, she let me know that they would not be able to accommodate my daughter. When asked for an explanation, I was told it was due to insurance reasons and that crutches are not allowed on the boat. Even after letting them know that she could climb stairs without assistance, we were told we could not go. We were never allowed to inspect the stairs, give it a try before departure, etc. I did my research, asked the appropriate questions, and was completely transparent with this company prior to booking. The fact that they were able to look a 12-year-old girl in the eye and tell her she can't do something due to a disability is despicable. We have raised our daughter, letting her know she can and will do anything she puts her mind to, and this company single-handedly took years of teaching away from her. I'm sure their tour is outstanding, but our family will never know, and we hope you don't choose to support a company that clearly violates every piece of what it takes to be a decent human being. If this company would have been honest from the beginning, we could have avoided the absolute embarrassment they caused to our daughter, who, after hearing we couldn't go, looked at me and said, "I'm so sorry, Mom," as if it was her fault that we were no longer able to go on the trip. I cannot help but feel like they did not say on the phone, "Oh, your daughter has crutches, that's fine," and then change their mind when you get the I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. You probably misheard something or were just delusional. I don't know. And that little bit at the end, that sounds like a little extra something you threw on there to make them feel bad. I don't know. I'm getting bad vibes. Oh, okay. So we have a response from the owner. I gotta see this. Thankfully, in this day and age, we have all the receipts. You should be deeply ashamed of yourselves for attempting to publicly blame us for the situation. We've thoroughly investigated your entire contact with Sea Maui from start to finish and have concluded that this is entirely your own fault. Oh, it's getting spicy. There were numerous opportunities for you to be honest with us and yourselves. We listened to the phone call. Oh, they recorded the phone call. And our booking agent did indeed inform you that your daughter needed to be able to walk unassisted on the sand, water, and stairs. Sometimes a cane or crutches can be manageable depending on the conditions that day. However, that was not the case with her. You never mentioned that she uses a wheelchair, even if she can walk short distances. You were dishonest about her ability, stating that she would have been fine boarding on her own. Even if you don't recall that part of the conversation, there's information on our website and in your email confirmation that explains this as well. We even called and left a voicemail prior to your trip to double check the mobility issues noted by the agent on your booking. We wanted to ensure that you understood that boarding could be challenging. We did everything we could to avoid this disappointment, but we didn't receive a call back. Of course, we would have loved to take your family out, but we couldn't risk her safety. We don't compromise anyone's safety, even if it means hurting some feelings or resulting in a negative review. Anyway, thank you for the 1-star review. We happily refunded your family, which we didn't have to do, and ensured that your daughter was safe. You're welcome. Perhaps in the future, you could be more honest and upfront about your daughter's mobility issues. We're all about empowering those we can, but safely. There are many other vessels on Maui that load from a dock, and we would have happily helped you book onto one of those trips if we had known the full truth. Man, people who are dishonest piss me off enough, but people who are dishonest about, like, at the expense of their kids, that is even more upsetting. 1 out of 5 stars. Front desk girl was rude. I came to have a relaxing spa day and it was okay. You're naked in a hot tub, basically. Okay. What upsets me is someone passed out next to me and busted their head open. I fainted when I seen all the blood. You would think they would compensate for that, but no. I left with a head injury and ambulance took way too long to get the poor guy. You guys should warn about how dangerous it is to be in a hot tub and sauna for so long. What? 1 out of 5 stars. This highlights the problem with this app. I live in Leeds. I pass Unite students regularly. I have no reason to go in and have never been in. I do use the Weatherspoons next door on a regular basis. This app has often asked for reviews of locations I have only passed. It recently asked for a review of a Weatherspoons, which I sat opposite on a bus for 15 minutes. Hello, sorry to hear you are having issues with the Trustpilot app. Please contact them directly, as this isn't related to Unite students. All the best, Bex.